There's a reason most people over 50 struggle to rebuild muscle even when they are doing everything right. They are drinking protein shakes. They are eating chicken breast and eggs. Maybe even going to the gym a few times a week. But their strength keeps declining. Muscle tone fades. And their body feels slower and softer with each passing year. Now here's the twist, it's not because they're not trying. It's because they're relying on the wrong protein strategy. And in many cases, the very thing they believe is helping, like that daily scoop of protein powder, might actually be slowing down their muscle recovery. Let me explain. While protein shakes are convenient, they often lack something crucial, the complete biological signaling that your body needs to trigger real muscle synthesis, especially after age 50, when something called anabolic resistance sets in. What if I told you there's a whole food, sitting quietly in your fridge section right now, that not only provides more usable protein per gram than most powders, but also triggers stronger anabolic responses, the kind that help reverse age-related muscle loss? This overlooked food contains a higher concentration of leucine, the amino acid that flips your body's muscle-building switch. A slower digesting protein matrix, meaning it feeds your muscles for hours, not just minutes. And a proven ability to preserve lean muscle mass overnight, especially in older adults. You've probably eaten it before, but never realized it's one of the most efficient muscle-preserving foods on the planet. In this video, I'm going to break down the science behind this forgotten powerhouse. You'll learn why protein powders often fail to work after age 50. How this whole food compares to eggs, chicken, and whey. And the simple way to use it to grow stronger, even in your sleep. Let's uncover the truth and give your muscles what they are actually asking for. You might think muscle loss is something that happens in your 70s. When you're old, sedentary, or recovering from illness. But here's what the research shows. Muscle decline begins in your 30s. By the time most people reach age 60, they've already lost 15 to 20% of their lean muscle mass, even if they're not aware of it. By 70, it accelerates. And by 80, nearly 1 in 2 adults suffer from sarcopenia, the clinical term for age-related muscle degeneration. The problem is, this isn't just about getting weaker. Muscle is deeply tied to your metabolic health, hormone regulation, insulin sensitivity, and even your brain function. So when your muscles shrink, everything else suffers with it. You burn fewer calories at rest. You become more prone to insulin resistance. Your balance and joint stability start fading. And most dangerously, your brain begins to lose the support it needs to stay sharp. Here's why. Your muscles aren't just chunks of meat, they are active communication hubs. Every time you move, even slightly, your muscles release myokines, tiny protein messengers that travel to your brain and regulate inflammation, neuroplasticity, and mood. So if you're feeling more tired even with enough sleep, gaining belly fat despite eating normally, or noticing your legs feel heavier and slower when climbing stairs, then chances are, sarcopenia is already in motion. But here's the hopeful news. This process is not inevitable. In fact, your muscles are still listening, and they respond quickly when given the right signals. You don't need to live in the gym. You don't need expensive supplements. What you need is a simple, consistent stimulus, the kind that comes from real food that's biologically tuned for muscle preservation. In the next few minutes, we reveal exactly what that food is. And why it might outperform protein powder in both speed and impact. Here's what most people don't realize. Even in your 50s, 60s, and beyond, your muscles are still highly responsive. They're not dead weight. They are biologically alive, constantly listening to 3 signals. How you move, how you rest, and what you eat. But after age 50, those muscles become harder to activate. Why? Because of something called anabolic resistance. Your body doesn't respond to protein the way it did at 25. Back then, a small chicken breast could spark muscle growth. Now, you need a much stronger signal, or the message gets ignored. Here's how that signal works. Inside every muscle cell is a molecular switch called mTOR. When triggered, it tells your body to start building muscle tissue. But it needs 2 things to flip on. Around 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, an amino acid that acts like a key. And a source of complete, high-quality protein. The problem. Most protein powders don't hit that leucine trigger. They may list 25 g protein, but without the right aminos, or poor absorption, your muscles don't respond. But there's a whole food that's different. It packs more usable leucine per gram than many powders. It digests at the perfect pace, feeding muscles for hours. And it directly flips on mTOR, triggering repair and growth. This food isn't trendy. It's not expensive. But it might be the most powerful muscle-building food hiding in your fridge. Next, I reveal what it is, and how to use it better than any supplement. So what's the food that quietly outperforms protein powders in both strength and strategy? Cottage cheese. Yes, the humble, often ignored cottage cheese delivers a unique combination of nutrition that makes it one of the most efficient muscle-preserving foods on the planet, especially for adults over 50. Let's break down why. In just 100 grams of low-fat cottage cheese, you get around 11 grams of complete protein. Approximately 1.3 grams of leucine, that's over double what a whole egg delivers. A high concentration of casein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds your muscles for hours. That last part is key. Unlike whey or plant powders that spike and fade quickly, casein acts like a slow-release fuel, supplying amino acids to your bloodstream gradually over 3 to 4 hours. That's exactly what aging muscles need, especially at night, when your body enters its deepest repair cycles. Now compare that to most protein powders. Many offer incomplete amino acid profiles. Some contain fillers, sweeteners, or poor quality isolates. And most are fast absorbing, meaning your body burns through them quickly, with little left for sustained repair. Here's what the research shows. In older adults, casein protein taken before bed leads to higher overnight muscle protein synthesis. A study comparing whole food proteins found non-liquid dairy like cottage cheese more effective than eggs or fish for muscle maintenance. And consuming 30 to 40 g of casein before sleep can reverse muscle loss markers within weeks. In other words, cottage cheese isn't just another source of protein. It's a complete muscle signal, one that matches the biology of aging bodies better than most supplements. Up next, I'll show you exactly how to use it, including amounts, timing, and a nighttime strategy that can help preserve your strength while you sleep. Now that we know cottage cheese is the muscle-building powerhouse, here's exactly how to use it for maximum overnight repair. Portion and timing. 150 g, about 2/3 cup, low-fat cottage cheese delivers 16 g protein and 2 g leucine. 200-250 g, 3/4 to 1 cup, boost that to 25-28 g protein and 3 g leucine, ideal for older adults battling anabolic resistance. When? Eat it 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. This aligns with your body's deep sleep phase, when repair processes are most active. Add healthy fats, optional. Including a handful of nuts or a small drizzle of olive oil adds healthy fats. Fats slow gastric emptying slightly, extending amino acid release even further. Flavor hacks for consistency. Mix cottage cheese with cinnamon plus berries, or vanilla extract plus a dash of stevia. Use cucumber plus herbs plus olive oil for a savory twist. Keeping it tasty ensures you actually stick with the habit. Nighttime casein reset protocol. Step 1. Finish dinner at least 2 hours before bed. Step 2. 30 to 60 minutes pre-sleep, eat your cottage cheese portion. Step 3. Keep lights dim and your routine calm to support deep slow-wave sleep. Step 4. Optional. If you train in the evening, you can combine post-workout recovery and nighttime snack into one double-duty dose. What to expect? Within 1 week, reduced morning stiffness, improved grip strength. Within 2 to 3 weeks, noticeable firmness in legs and core when you move. Within 1 month plus, increased overall energy, better sleep quality, and early signs of muscle tone returning. Pro tip, track your progress. Keep a simple sleep and strength journal, note bedtime, snack amount, morning stiffness, energy levels. Reviewing your trends helps you tweak portions or timing for best results. By adopting this nighttime casein reset, you're setting up an automatic muscle deposit while you rest, countering cortisol-driven breakdown and fueling growth. Let me give you a visual that brings this all together. Think of your metabolism like a fireplace. Protein is the fuel. But not all fuels burn the same. Now imagine two types of fuel. Whey protein or light snacks. That's like tossing paper or kindling onto the fire. It burns fast, flares up quickly, and then dies out just as fast. Cottage cheese, on the other hand, is a slow-burning log. It catches slowly, but once it's going, it keeps the fire steady, feeding your muscles with amino acids for hours. And here's why that matters. During the night, your body isn't just resting, it's repairing, rebuilding, and recalibrating. But if your fuel is already gone by midnight, your muscles go hungry for the next 6 to 8 hours. That's like stoking a fire and walking away, only to return in the morning to cold ashes. You miss the entire window of regeneration. But when you eat 200-250 g of cottage cheese before bed, you give your body a time-release stream of amino acids, exactly when it needs them most. You protect your muscle tissue. You counter the cortisol spikes that come with poor sleep. And you give your brain a cleaner signal, reducing inflammation and improving overnight recovery. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever gone to bed feeling full, but still woken up tired, weak, or stiff? That might not be aging. That might be your muscles calling, not your stomach. Because hunger and muscle fuel are two different things. You can feel full, but still starve your tissue of what it needs to repair. So next time you reach for that quick snack or shake at night, ask yourself, do I want a spark or a steady fire? And if this idea makes sense, if it shifts how you think about nighttime eating, hit that like or subscribe. Because up next, we'll uncover the biological trigger inside that slow-burning log. It's called leucine, and it might be the most powerful muscle signal you've never fully used. Think of your muscle cells like a factory. Ready to build strength, repair tissue, and keep your body strong. But here's the thing, the factory doesn't run automatically. It needs a signal to start. That signal is a molecule called mTOR, short for mechanistic target of rapamycin. It's the master switch that tells your body, build muscle now. So how do we flip that switch? Enter leucine, a special amino acid found in protein-rich foods. Among all the amino acids, leucine is the loudest. It's the one your muscles pay most attention to when deciding whether to grow. Here's how it works. You eat a meal with protein. Leucine enters your bloodstream. Once it hits a threshold, around 2.5 to 3 grams, it activates mTOR. That starts muscle protein synthesis, the rebuilding process. But with age, something changes. Your body develops anabolic resistance, meaning it doesn't hear the signal as clearly. What triggered growth at 30 might not work at 60. So instead of a whisper, you need a shout. That's why hitting the leucine threshold becomes non-negotiable. Let's compare foods. 1 egg equals 0.5 g leucine. 100 g cottage cheese equals 1.3 g leucine. 250 g cottage cheese equals 3.3 g leucine, enough to fully trigger mTOR. That's why cottage cheese works so well. It doesn't just supply protein, it flips the on switch. Many protein shakes miss that mark. So if your muscles feel unresponsive, it might not be your workout. It might be your signal is too weak. Next, I'll show you exactly how to hit the leucine trigger 3 times a day, without counting calories or needing fancy supplements. So how do we use leucine to rebuild muscle, day after day, without overthinking? Simple. You need to hit the leucine trigger 3 times a day. Why 3? Because muscle protein synthesis doesn't stay activated all day. It turns on, peaks, then fades. So you need 3 strong meals, each with 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, to keep the muscle building signal alive. Let's break it down. Small blue diamond breakfast example. 3 eggs equals 1.5 g leucine. Add 150 g Greek yogurt equals 1.5 g leucine. White heavy checkmark total 3 g leucine plus 30 g complete protein. This combo flips the mTOR switch and starts your day with an anabolic push. Small blue diamond lunch example. 120g chicken breast or lean beef equals 2.83g leucine. Add a small side of quinoa or veggies. White heavy checkmark total, clean, whole protein plus full leucine dose. Small blue diamond dinner, or post-workout. 200-250g cottage cheese equals 3.2g leucine. Optional, pair with berries, nuts, or veggies. White heavy checkmark slow release protein plus full leucine trigger equals nighttime repair. Small blue diamond visual tool, the protein pause. After each meal, pause and ask. Did I hit 25-30g protein? Did I reach 3g leucine? If not, add a protein mini plate. Greek yogurt, boiled eggs, cottage cheese, tuna, or lean meat. This simple tool prevents one of the biggest issues in adults over 50. Feeling full before muscles are fed. Remember, satiety and muscle fueling are different. Studies show older adults consistently underfeed their muscles due to early satiety signals. You feel full, but your tissue is still starving. Fixing this alone can reverse sarcopenia trends within weeks. And here's the best part. You don't need to track or measure endlessly. Just follow this pattern. White heavy checkmark 3 meals. White heavy checkmark each. 30g protein. White heavy checkmark each with 3g leucine. It's a rhythm, not a row. And when you build this rhythm, your body starts responding. Up next, we'll connect this meal timing with movement, creating a multiplier effect for both brain and body. You are what you eat, that's true. But even more powerful is what happens when you combine movement with protein. When your muscles contract, whether from squats, push-ups, or walking, they release special proteins called myokines. These travel through your blood to your brain and help boost memory, improve mood, reduce inflammation, enhance mental clarity. Key myokines include BDNF, IGF-1, irisin, and cortepsin B. Now, here's the magic. Eating protein with the right amount of leucine after movement amplifies this effect. It's like your brain and muscles are talking, building strength and sharpening focus at the same time. Here's your simple plan. Move your muscles with resistance exercises 3 to 5 times a week, squats, push-ups, or bands. Aim to feel moderate fatigue. Within 30 to 60 minutes after, eat 25-30g of protein with about 3g leucine, like cottage cheese or lean meat. Notice how your mind feels sharper. That's the muscle-brain signal working. Research shows older adults doing this improve strength and cognition in weeks. Next, we'll see how sleep and stress impact muscle and what bedtime snack helps protect your gains. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when your body repairs and rebuilds muscle. But poor sleep and stress trigger cortisol, a catabolic hormone that breaks down muscle tissue for energy. Studies show just one night of bad sleep can decrease muscle protein synthesis by nearly 20%. Increase cortisol by 21%. Lower testosterone by 24%. That's a recipe for muscle loss and faster aging. Here's the good news. You can fight back with a simple bedtime protein strategy. Eating 30 to 40 grams of casein protein before sleep, think 1.5 cups low-fat cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, supplies your muscles with a slow, steady amino acid stream through the night. Research confirms. This pre-sleep protein boosts overnight muscle protein synthesis. Helps preserve and build muscle mass. Reduces muscle soreness and speeds recovery. It's like setting up an automatic deposit to your muscle bank while you rest, counteracting cortisol's withdrawals. Try this nighttime casein reset. Eat 30 to 60 minutes before bed. If you train in the evening, combine post-workout and pre-sleep protein intake. Add some healthy fats like nuts to slow digestion even more. After a week, you may notice less morning stiffness, stronger grip, and more energy. Don't underestimate sleep's role, it's a cornerstone of muscle health and longevity. Up next, we'll pull it all together with a simple daily 3-step protocol to rebuild strength and protect your brain. You've learned the science, now let's turn it into action. Here's a simple, daily 3-step protocol to rebuild muscle, protect your brain, and boost energy. No gym memberships or complicated diets needed. Step 1. Protein timing anchors. Eat 3 meals daily, each with 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein containing about 3 grams leucine. Examples: Greek yogurt with berries, lean chicken breast, cottage cheese, or fish. Add a pre-sleep snack of 40 g casein protein, like cottage cheese or casein-rich Greek yogurt. This creates multiple anabolic windows to keep your muscle-building switch flipped throughout the day. Step 2. Neuromuscular activation. Do 20 to 30 minutes of resistance-based movement 3 to 5 times per week. Bodyweight exercises like squats, push-ups, resistance bands, or light weights. Aim to reach moderate fatigue, enough to trigger myokine release that benefits both muscle and brain. Step 3. Reflect and adjust. After meals, pause and ask, did I hit my protein and leucine targets? If not, add a mini protein boost. After workouts, check in. How do my muscles and mind feel? Keep a simple journal to track sleep, energy, mood, and recovery. Why this works? Space protein intake over the day avoids gaps in muscle synthesis. Movement releases neuroprotective myokines. Nighttime casein protects overnight muscle from breakdown. Together, these steps reverse sarcopenia and enhance longevity. Your challenge. Start tomorrow. Morning protein plus movement plus midday protein plus evening movement plus pre-bed protein. Notice how you feel by day 3 to 5. Stronger. Sharper. More energized. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe. Because every click tells YouTube this content matters, helping more people regain strength and live healthier.